clear the door. Is a man to help she play. Long time now she waiting for the chance. Tired saying there's no chance to dance. Now the time has come, she moving on. Jump inside a hot and spicy bed, prancing up and down until she wet. Shouting all of women, she having fun. Singing, let the way tonight is mine. I am the restless. Don't test me, I'm feeling fine. I am the restless. I can't keep my body still. I am the restless. Sweet rhythm, I want to feel. I am the restless. Oh Lord, I cannot believe my ears. It's so beat, sounding so sweet. I can't believe what I'm missing all these years. So ain't no stopping me now. She bunks me big fat friend. We call it never spend. Tell him she don't have no money. Want to drink a beer and have an affair. She even calling him honey. Everybody lean against the wall, watching both of them having a ball while she's spinning back now all round the place. Panting for breath, he can't take no more. Vex like hell, she dashing on the floor, and it's now she really finding she ways. Singing, let the way tonight is mine. I am the restless. Don't test me, I'm feeling fine. I am the restless. I can't keep my body still. I am the restless. Sweet music, I want to feel. I am the restless. Oh Lord,
We are standing by to link up with the man himself, Wizard
so sweet.
Merlin Saint-Hilaire.
I'm missing all these years. So ain't no stopping me now.
We're gonna be vibes in tonight. Young and restless.
Time to end the bet, but Cathy not done yet. It's only now she getting down. Tell the DJ man, let the soca jam. Got to do the latest dance. Walk up style, ride the bicycle, jump to soca, soca and drop rhythm. Party all night long, roadie session. Well, the DJ man come down to check this out, wondering where wrong with this big mouth. But the girl just grab him and start to jam. Singing, hold me tight, tonight is mine. I am the restless. Don't test me, I'm feeling fine. I am the restless. I can't keep my body still. I am the restless. Sweet freedom, I want to feel. I am the restless. Oh Lord, I cannot believe my ears. It's so beat, sounding so sweet. I can't believe what I'm missing all these years. So ain't no stopping me now. Ain't no stopping me now. She winding, no stopping me now. She jumping, no stopping me now. Catty grinding, no stopping me now. Catty winding. I am the restless. I am the restless. I am the restless. I am the restless. Oh Lord, I cannot believe my ears. It's so beat, sounding so sweet. I can't believe what I'm missing all these years. So ain't no stopping me now. She's young, young and she restless. She winding, young, young and she restless. And she jumping, young, young and she restless. Got it grinding, young, young and she restless. Got it winding, yeah man. Okay boy. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, yes sir. When he was a young man, first time he heard the band, and he could hear the steel drums calling his name. So began his journey, never looked for fame or money. To spread the love of band was his aim. With dedication and motivation, some tribulations and endless frustration. Eddie was one who kept my music alive. He was a selfless man. Without his efforts, man would not have survived. He is Dominica's greatest man. Bong Eddie Bong, bong 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 bong, bong Eddie Bong, bong the notes to the tenor band. Tune Eddie tune, tune 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 tune, tune Eddie tune, tune the sweetness into the guitar band. Early Juve, yeah man, on Carnival Day, nice boy. The steel bands go play until Ash Wednesday. Eddie and his boys, some party on the street. So much people jamming to the steel band beat. Let us make some noise now we celebrate the man. Edward Andre was a boss man. Bong Eddie Bong, bong the fan. Oh yeah, go play Eddie play the fan. Oh yeah, bong Eddie bong the fan. Ay ay ay, play Eddie play. Wow. Okay, boy. Well, those days were not easy, but Eddie kept busy owning his craft in Trinidad and Antigua. Back then we looked down on pan, said it was for ghetto man, but the pan would rise up like a raging fire. Eddie Van Builder, Eddie Van Tuner, Eddie Van Teacher, of many fan players. He felt the steel band suffered too much.
Can you guys hear me?
More respect, you know. Eddie
Sure. You can hear me, right? All right. Greetings.
Yes. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, man. I have my headphones. I don't know how long they will last. They didn't charge, so.
Oh. All right, man. This modern technology, you know, they're not reliable sometimes, are they?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's my
Yes.
fault, man. You know.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, since you're here, we're gonna get right into it.
Yeah,
Good
man.
night, good night, good night to everybody. Good night to the listeners of VTJM Radio and all of you locked in on Facebook and YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Vibes In. And tonight, we are very privileged and very honored to have in the house Merlin Sentile, the wizard,
You is
former Calypso King of Dominica. Wizard, welcome, welcome. I'm very pleased to have you.
Thank you very much, man. It's an honor. It's an honor to be on your show. You know, I appreciate the invite, and I'm happy to be here.
Awesome, awesome. So, I have a little bio of you, but I won't go into the bio. I'll let you tell us about yourself. How about that?
Oh, where do you want me to start, man?
All right. Well, let me say goodnight to Kojak, my co-panelist. DJ Kojak, please say goodnight to the man himself and to the people.
Greetings, the wizard.
Greetings, Kojak. Well, go on, brethren.
Yeah, man. I want to say, we appreciate you for coming, short notice. We know it is in the US, everybody's a hustle. But you
Yes,
taking
I-
time out, man, to be with us, to that little vibes in, getting back into the Kaiso thing and your journey through the music business. So, welcome, my brother. And we have,
Thank you, man. Thank you, DJ Kojak. I appreciate it, man. You know, it's good to be here. Let's start the vibes in. You know.
Right away. We ain't got no time to waste.
Yeah, I heard you was playing one of my tracks there, man.
Pong Eddie
logged on, I
Pong.
heard Pong Eddie Pong. Yeah,
I
that
love
was
that
from
song, man.
yeah, that was a tribute to Eddie Andre. You know, one of the pan pioneers of Dominica. Yeah, when I was a kid, man, when I was in my early teens, I lived in Canefield, you know, so I used to be part of Fanta Pan, man. Eddie taught me a lot about pan music, man, just about music in general, you know. So,
Yes, yeah, that was a fitting tribute to him. That was a very nice song. I always love that song. You know, so much arrangement and so much melody. So
Thank you,
good,
man.
good job, good job, good job. So let's kick it off, man. Just tell the people, you know, about your upbringing, where you from, where you lived, what school you went to, so forth.
Wow. Oh, sure. So, you know, I mean, it's a long time ago, you know, but I was born in Roseau. We lived on Upper Lane at the time, and my father was a school principal. And back in the days, the government used to move the principals to different schools around the island. So, eventually, my father got transferred to Salisbury. That was in 1960. I think 66 or thereabout. I mean, that's well before you guys were born, eh? So we moved to Salisbury, and I most of my childhood growing up years were in Bowie, man, Bowie Massive, in Salisbury. That's where we lived for about 8 years or so before, again, my parents moved, I should say, and we settled in Canefield in like 1973, yeah.
Okay.
So it's been a while, I attended Salisbury Elementary School. I passed the common entrance. I went to grammar school, for 5 years. I was involved in sports. There was a lot of vibes going on at grammar school. Back then school was like 8 to 1, 8 to 1. And in the afternoon, we had a whole bunch of extracurricular activities involving music and, a whole bunch of sports, music and stuff. So I remember, guys used to bring guitars to school after school in the afternoon, and they'll have jam sessions, and that's where I was watching, the guys play the guitar, and my uncle had a guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So I still hang out at his house, and he showed me a few chords, So I started learning a few chords, and every afternoon, back in school with the guys jamming the music, I would check what they're doing, and I would imitate it. I would teach myself how to play the guitar, so. And, even before that, when we were at elementary school, I was involved in singing in the school choirs. My father was the principal of the school, and he was in charge of the choir. So we used to sing. We used to have school singing competitions all across the island in Dominica. I don't know if they still have that. But back then, that was a big thing, That was a big thing, to win the national schools competition. And I think Salisbury School won that once,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my early days, man. And even at home, my father, when he was alive, of course, he would have lots of music being played on the tape recorders or the gramophone or the radio, and he liked all kinds of music, mostly classical music and stuff. So he used to play a lot. So I was kind of exposed to music from an early age, and I listened to a lot of different kinds of music growing up.
Right. I found out today that your relatives to some people I know very well from Grand Bay, the Perez and Zyro Saint-Hilaire.
Yes, man. These are my cousins, man.
These are great musicians. So I think it runs in the family.
I guess so. I guess so. Zyro, when I first came to America, Zyro was living in Jersey. I was living in New York, and he was one of the musicians who played guitar on my first CD. When I was practicing, when I was taking part in the Calypso competition in Dominica, Zyro was at once the guitarist for Swinging Stars. So
yeah. Awesome,
but I know Zyro very well, and yeah, I know. I think he's in Atlanta now. He lives in Atlanta now, but we keep in touch.
He lives in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess it runs in the family, man. I don't know.
I mean, because I know Zyro, I know Perez, and I know Paul. They all great guitarists, all of them.
Yeah, I have a couple of CDs of Paul from a few years back. Real nice reggae music.
Yes.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, Kojak Paul used to play for I think Radication Squad.
Okay.
Yes, back in the day.
That's a band in Dominica?
Yes, but reggae band in Grand Bay. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, this reggae band out of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did they have any like recordings or anything like that?
They have I know they have an album. I'm not sure if it's more than one, but I know they have some recordings. Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. The guy Lobster who sings Caras now. He used to be the bassman and also a singer.
Okay, that's cool, man. Listen, man, music is life, bro. No music, no life.
I agree. So, did you? I know. So you became a calypso king. We're gonna go to that.
Yeah.
Did you ever take part in the Junior Monarch competition?
No, I did not. No, I did not. But I actually, when I was later on in life, when I was a teacher at Goodwill Junior High School, I helped to write and compose music for one of our students who we enrolled in the junior calypso competition back then. I don't remember what year that was. That might have been like 82 or 83 or somewhere about that time, you know. We enrolled a young student in the junior calypso competition, and we wrote and composed and arranged his songs, you know. And he participated. He didn't win, you know, but you know that was we kind of wet his foot, and later on in life, he participated in the senior calypso competition himself, you know, and he's actually a two-time calypso king now. That's the Observer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
all right.
yeah.
I was wondering who is that mystery person, you know?
Yeah, man. He was one of my students, you know, at Goodwill School back in the days.
Cool. All right, so I guess we're gonna jump right into the big thing. So, what year did you first take part in the Dominica?
Oh, so
Calypso?
yeah. So growing up, I love music, right? I mean, I played the guitar. I love music. I started playing music in church. I was like a church musician for the Canefield Church. I was in charge of the choir and stuff, you know. We had a little group among us guys in Canefield, right, in the choir, and we used to call ourselves the Bobs, right? And we would take part we would compose music, you know, sing music. And I remember once we composed a song, and we participated in the DBS Christmas Song Contest, you know, and our song was okay, you know, but we put in a lot of theatrics in our performance, man, and we placed third in that big final competition, you know. And after I taught at Goodwill School for a little bit, I was transferred to St. Martin's School, and while teaching at St. Martin's School, I met. I worked together with Man himself, you know, so the Calypsonian passed away. May his soul rest in peace. Man himself he and I were the only male teachers at the St. Martin's School at the time. And he was involved in Calypso. You know, he had spent some time in Trinidad, and he was back in Dominica, and he was participating in the Calypso competition, you know, and then sometimes, you know, at assembly in the mornings, you know, he would sing a verse for the students. He would sing a verse, a calypso, and so, you know. And me myself also, you know, attending those calypso shows back in Carnival City. Do you remember when Carnival City was at the grammar school grounds? That was a long time, man.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, right. So I used to be in the crowd there, you know, listening to the shows. I used to attend the shows, you know, when guys like Rabbit and NC and Ventura and Super L, Spider, yeah, all these guys would perform, and I would be in the crowd, you know, listening to them, and then, you know, I'd tell my friends, man, you know, I can do that, man, I can do that, you know. So I actually was, you know, communicating with Man himself, you know, Freddie Benz at the time, you know, and he kind of encouraged me to participate, you know. Yes, go ahead and do it. And I started writing a song. So the first song I ever wrote, the first calypso I should say I ever wrote, was "Those Were the Days." That song talked about you know, Old Mass, you know, back in the days, and you know, talked about little kind of historical, you know, some of the famous people we had in our Old Mass time and things like that, you know, with a little message that we need to cherish tradition, we need to, you know, develop the Old Mass and don't let it die. And so I started writing that song, and Freddie and I looked at it, and you know, he had some great ideas. Freddie's from Newtown. You know, Newtown is like a mecca for Old Mass. You know, a lot of traditional carnival, and he had some ideas. So he and I wrote the lyrics to the song, to my first calypso. Those Were the Days. You know, and while we were doing that, I registered to participate in the Calypso competition for my first time. That was in 1988. So, yeah, so I registered, and, you know, I I got the song. I think I got a couple of musicians. I got a brass part written, and I started rehearsing for the contest. That year, I don't think there was an elimination competition, so it was. I guess everyone who registered went into what was called the quarterfinal at the time, and the quarterfinal was held in St. Joseph that year. And so I participated and I sang my song. Those were the days, brothers. Those were the days. Days when rich and poor, young and old would move to the beat. They love Sensei and Lapo Cab with jamming on the street, shouting out the love way. Hear them who say Lapu Lapu New Way, yo ho say. Mama, that was mass. That's right, yeah, man,
Yeah, I remember.
And so I participated. That was 1988. That was the year of reunion, and I placed first in the quarterfinal, and then they had the semi-final show at the basketball court, not what they call the forecourt now. There was no stadium back then. There was an actual basketball court in the northwestern corner of the Windsor Park. And so there was the quarterfinal there. Again, I did well and I made it to the final. So my first year in competition, I made it directly to the final, And on the night itself, I prepared, I wrote another song with Freddie Menz himself, a song called Song of Love. You must have heard that. The chorus goes like this. And so this song of love we sing, the bells of freedom will ring. We as a people must stand tall. So let's embrace it one and all. So I wrote this song with Freddie. I did all the arrangement, all the music and stuff like that. And I was ready for the contest, man. We used to practice back then in Grotto. You know what Grotto is, man?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So we used to rehearse in the Grotto with Swinging Stars, and all the other big guns of Calypso. I feel like a small fish myself, because I'm a newbie. I just come, I had a little team with me. I got some costumes made for me to perform. I engaged for the Those Were the Days song. I think I had some people doing the old mass thing on stage, for the finals. And on the night, man, it was really, really awesome. The people from Canefield were wishing me well, man. In church, the priest prayed for me. He told me he hope I win, And on the night itself, man, the competition was great, NC sang a song about reunion 88, come let me celebrate. That was very popular because it was a reunion year,
Yes.
And I came with my Those Were the Days, and Song of Love. And at the end of the contest, I came second. Okay, so NC was first and I was second. I don't remember the other places, but I was pretty happy with my performance, for my first time, in the contest. Some people thought that I should have won, but it is what it is, and it was great, and so right away, because of the success I had, I started looking forward to the next year of competition, which was 1989.
89.
89. So this time I worked with a couple other individuals to get my songs written. So I taught. I was a teacher at Goodwill School together with Stephen Hyacinth. You probably know Stephen Hyacinth.
Yes.
He's also the director of New Dimension Theatre. We were in NDT together, and so I worked with him, and we worked on this song called Young and Restless together. So back then, this soap opera was
yes
popular in Dominica, taking over the whole place, man. People used to run home from work, so they could get to map in TV, to watch TV. The episodes that used to be shown during lunchtime, So it was
today people just put it to record, but they still watch
exactly. They put it on their what is it, DVR?
DVR.
DVR. Yeah. So yeah. It was a very this Young and Restless thing was consuming people, man. And everybody was into it. Mm-hmm. So I wrote the song about Steve and I wrote about Young and Restless, and we planned to compete with that one. Also, there was another song that I wrote with another friend of mine called Jay Grimner. Jay Grimner was a teacher at the Convent High. So we worked together and we wrote a song called Feed My Brother. Right? Feed My Brother was a song which we wrote because at the time there was a lot of starvation and famine in the African countries. And even,
Right.
in the Caribbean where we had experienced some hurricanes, some hurricanes. So there were issues with food security in some of our islands, So we wrote a song called Feed My Brother. And we were looking at, well, the developing country, not developing, the developed countries, spending all this money on arms to fight wars,
Yeah. That was the time
Our
of
question
the
was,
Cold.
why don't they?
That was the Cold War period, right?
Yeah, yes. Well, yes. So we wondered, well, why don't they spend the money, feeding people instead? There's enough money in the world to feed everybody. There's enough food in this world to feed everybody. We don't need to have a situation where people are starved. So we wrote these songs and we were ready. We got a little team together. We put in our little presentations and we rehearsed, we practiced, and we were ready for the contest, man. And I have to tell you, there was a businessman in Roseau who called me up. He called me up and he said, Merlin, can you come to my office? So I went, I saw him, and he says, listen, man, your calypsos are like a breath of fresh air, man. Do you have a recording? I said, no. He said, and he wrote me a check for $4,000. And he told me, here, go get a recording done. And then after you've done that, make your cassettes or your CDs, well, it was cassettes back in the days,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can give me back the money. So I took the money and then I put it in an account and I started getting musicians to come with me to the studio to record. Back then, I think there were like 2 studios in Dominica. Now they are probably like 1 million now, right? There were 2 studios. One was, Nature Island Studios by Ken Robinson, and the other one was Mark Murray in Port Michel. So we went over to Mark Murray's studio and we started recording the songs. I used, Cornell Phillip at the time and the bassman for WCK, Keith Goddard, who used to be a student
Yes.
of mine at Goodwill School. Yeah. So I would take them over there and Cornell would do the sequencing. Mac Murray had some, cutting edge technology at the time. He had an Atari computer with a sequencing program, and we recorded 6 tracks in the studio, and while we were in the studio recording, the other guys from First Serenade would come around and they would watch what was going on, and stuff like that, and they would volunteer to, play tracks on the song, play some tracks like I remember Archie who passed away. Archie
Yes.
played, so that iconic bass line on the Young and Restless song was done by Archie, and also, there were a couple other musicians in the studio who kind of volunteered their skills and their time, and they recorded music for me. I remember Spikey, I forgot his last Geese, Leroy Geese, Spikey Geese was there. Yeah.
He's down here in Tampa.
Oh, there you go. So
Yes,
he played keyboards on a couple of tracks, but most of the songs were sequenced and recorded by Cornell at the time. So that was like 1989. Okay, 1989. So in less than no time, I took the master from Mac Murray, and I think there was what's his name, Ken Robinson. He also had a replicating machine, so you put the cassette there and you run it once, and it would give you 20, an output of 20 cassettes. We did some labeling and stuff, and in less than no time, I had boxes of CDs ready for sale, not CDs, cassettes ready for sale.
Cassettes, yeah.
Yeah, ready for sale, and within 3 weeks I sold enough of those CDs for $20 a piece, cassettes for 20 bucks a piece to give the businessman back his funds, right? And then back then there was also a record shop, a popular record shop right by the bridge, going into Rose called Darrow's Record Shop. Darrow's Record Shop, yeah, man. And I would bring some CDs, cassettes there. And before you know it, he would call me back and he'd say, "Can you bring me a couple more boxes?"
Wow.
And and I would sell out. So I sold quite a bit of those back in the days. So and then the song was being played. The Young and Restless song was being played quite a bit on the radio, so it was very popular and a nice catchy tune too. So. So I was ready for the contest with those two tracks, right? Second year in the competition, singing "Feed My Brother" and "Young and Restless." So on the night itself, I performed. I did "Young and Restless." I did "Feed My Brother." There were also other, good competitors. I believe that year, Hurricane was pretty. Yeah, Hurricane was pretty strong also, and.
If I remember, I think Hurricane sang "Custom Pressure" that night.
Yes, that's right. Utility pressure or custom pressure.
Utility pressure. Utility pressure.
Utility pressure. Oh Lord Almighty, they killing me. I think that was
utility pressure. Yes.
Right. So so it was a good competition, and I ended up winning. So I won. That was my first year winning the Calypso Crown.
Your second year in the competition, you won.
I won the crown. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
So it was good, I simply enjoyed it, and then I started doing like gigs, everybody wanted me to perform at their event, the government had something, I was there, couple other places. There was even a promoter from Antigua, who he came down to Dominica to meet with me, and we had a business lunch where I signed a contract because he wanted me to come to Antigua to perform. He was having some shows, and I did a show in Antigua with him, with a couple artists from Antigua, including King Obstinate. Yeah, King Obstinate. So he and I were on that show. So I went to Antigua. I performed at the show. I think I came back the next day. And then the next day, I think one of those political parties hired me, and I was singing. You know how we have all these guys singing at the different
campaigns,
political campaigns. Yeah, so I sang back then. It was a Freedom Party Day, so I sang, and they loved the song of love, because we talked about there was a reference to freedom in the song, and they wanted me to sing that. It wasn't referencing the Freedom Party, but yeah. So I performed. They had a rally. I think it was in Lapland or somewhere there. So I landed in Dominica, and I went straight to Lapland to perform at that show. So. Things were happening and it was good, but at the same time, that same year in 1989, I was making plans to further my studies, right? My siblings, my brothers and sisters, they were all, in the US pursuing studies, and I was home alone, with my parents. I was working as a teacher. I had done this for about 8-9 years, and I felt, a need to grow a little more, so I was making plans to come to the US to study, and I got accepted at university, and in August of 1989 I left Dominica and I came to New York to study. So I studied there. That's where I arrived, and I'm still here up to now. Right? I'm still in New York up to now. So. And then, even while I was here, in college, I did performances also. I performed. I remember once there was a show at the college theater. Mighty Sparrow was there, and I graced the stage with him. We performed together, along with other artists also.
Did you not compete at some competition in the US?
Yes. But that was in 1996. I think there was an organization that organized. Yeah, they organized a Dominica / New York Calypso competition, right?
Okay.
And let me see. I think I don't remember if it was a 2-song or a 1-song competition. But they said anything goes, whether it's a song you've sung before or a song a new song. And I participated in that, and there were other Dominican Calypsonians in New York. Yes, that was in 1996.
Like who?
I think I think Tokyo was one. I'm trying to see if Rabbit. I don't remember if Rabbit participated. And maybe Tronada. Ventura was here too. I'm not sure whether he participated, but there were a few of us.
Okay.
It was a well organized event. And I won that show. I won that competition. Yeah, that was in 1996.
All right. So let's not skip all these years. So
okay.
89 you won with Young and Restless. Yeah. I was at that show. I remember. And
wow.
I was
a young fella like you, man. You were a little man.
Huh?
A young fella like you.
Yeah, I was very young. I've just finished high school. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
but I always love my calypso. You know, I love
Right,
calypso,
right.
and that was rooting for
Rooting for
Hurricane.
Hurricane. Okay.
Yeah,
Too
yeah.
bad.
You, no, but
Sorry about that,
I mean,
man.
your song was great. I mean, and as the years go by, I learned to appreciate it even more. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
this
Okay.
type of lyrics and melody and song
Right,
construction. You
right,
know,
right. Okay.
something we lacking very much today. But anyway,
Yeah,
let's go to so you left in '89,
yeah, yeah.
but
I
I
did.
think did you return to defend your crown in '90?
Yes, yes, yes. So, yes, I came back to defend my crown in 1990, and I was, um, I had a couple people in Dominica organizing things for me, and I came back. I had the songs I sang were one was called Provocation, and the other one was Yes, There's Hope. So, and both of them, well, Provocation was written by myself and Stephen Harrison. And Yes, There's Hope was written by myself. I don't remember if it was co-written by someone else or if it was just me, you know. But yeah, so I was ready, there was a team in Dominica getting things ready for me. And I came back down and I won the crown again in 1990, I only had to, because I was the defending crown, I only had to perform in the final show.
Right.
Yeah, man. But there was a little bit of what I call diaspora backlash.
Mm-hmm.
There was a large section of the populace, I guess, who didn't think that I should compete or I should defend my crown because I didn't live in Dominica at the time, and there was a little bit of hostility, but it was all good. I competed and I won. I won.
Right.
Yeah, that same year, I think in 1990, I also represented Dominica. I don't know if you know of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union Song Festival, right?
Yes.
Usually, you're right. So when they
I remember
meet
that.
annually, I don't know if that still occurs, but when they
I'm
meet
not
annually,
sure.
they have a song contest as part of the the whole meeting, the whole thing. So I think Mapping TV contacted me and they said they would like to sponsor me to represent Dominica at the CBU Song Festival in 1990. That was in Jamaica. So I was in New York. Everything was organized. And that time, Dr. Alwyn Boley had written a song. He wrote a song called One Nation. And that was the song that I sang in the competition in Jamaica. And so I traveled to Jamaica and I represented Dominica. And, there were all the other islands were represented: Trinidad, St. Vincent, Antigua, some of the Virgin Islands, the St. Lucia. And it was a big contest that was broadcast live on TVJ.
No, that was a song contest, not a calypso contest.
No, it was a song contest.
Okay.
So there were all kinds of
different
music,
genres.
soul music, different genres of music, So mine was like a slow calypso. You know the song One Nation, right? See the eyes of Caribbean people, each pair sparkling bright. Though the shapes and colors are different, as one view inside. I don't know if you know, recently in November, there was a show in Dominica honoring the music and the life of Mr. Alwyn Boley, Dr. Alwyn Boley. And that song was one of the songs that was sung. I think it was sung by, I don't know if it was his sister or somebody, but that was one of the songs that was sung. Okay, so and I took part in the contest in Jamaica in 1990, and I came second. So out of all the artists, representing the islands, I placed second, and I was proud to place number 2, representing Dominica.
That's a big achievement.
Yeah, well, I thought it was good. Yes, I thought it was good, man.
You remember who won?
I guess you were the cause of Sandy not getting crowned that year they robbed her, right? Because she lived in the US.
No. We're talking about the CBU Song Festival in Jamaica.
No, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Back. You say you went back in 90 and people you get a backlash because you live in the US. I know
Yes.
he was robbed one year because she lived in New York, and she went
Uh,
home
it,
to
it
perform.
could be, but yes, it could be the
So
same thing. But you know, I can't speak for her. Right? She would have to tell you her experiences, man. You know.
So, Mr. Do you remember who won that song contest?
Yes, yes. There was a Jamaican artist called Myrna Hague. Myrna Hague, she's like a pro. You know, she's a jazz singer. She was a jazz singer from Jamaica. You know, she came up there suave, you know, with a beautiful voice and a beautiful arrangement. You know, she wowed the crowd, man, and she deserved it. You know, so she won. Yeah, I came second. I don't remember who was third. You know, but it was a good experience. You know, it was a good experience. And then I was back in the US, and then we were getting ready to defend my crown that was 1990. I had already defended the crown and felt a little bit of hostility. So, because I won again in 1990, I was getting ready to go defend the crown in 1991. So I said I'd do the same thing. You know, I would, just go down to Dominica around the time of the competition, send my music down in advance, right? And get the band to rehearse, get my team to, you know, prepare whatever is it, props, whatever is it that needs to be done. And so I went down, but in 1991 things had changed. You see, I'm saying like in 1990 I felt a little bit of diaspora backlash. Well, it was much worse in 1991, right? That was the first time, I think, in decades that the usual band that used to back up Calypsonians and Swinging Stars was not contracted to back up the Calypsonians. So there was a new band, there was a new Calypso Association, headed, you know, different people on the executive and all of that stuff, you know. And I remember coming in and getting ready to rehearse, you know, and to be honest with you, man, this is no exaggeration. There was open hostility towards me, you know, open hostility towards me by a couple of the band members also, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, for real. And I'm not making this up, you know. I'm not making this up. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, shit, this isn't that serious, man. I guess not, you know. I'm probably wrong about that, you know. But in any case, I prepared. That year, the songs were... the first one was one of the songs I sang in Jamaica, the one written by Dr. Roland Bully. That was One Nation, and the other one was Wine Gina, also written.
Wine Gina, yeah, Wine Gina.
Yeah, right, written by Dr. Bully and myself.
Okay,
So
Wine
this
Gina,
one,
Wine
right?
Gina.
So I was ready, you know, and I went on stage to defend my crown, man, and you know, they were ready for me, man.
Wow.
There was a huge crowd of people standing in front of the stage, man, and all they were doing was like, no, I'm dead serious.
Oh man.
Looking back on that now,
How did that make you feel, man? How did that make you
bro,
feel?
listen, bro, I'm on stage singing, man, and all of a sudden, man, I hear this and I look and I see the crowd going, look, you know, you need saliva in your mouth to sing, man. I had none of that, man. My mouth was dry. That was funny. Yeah, man.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, you know, I mean, people supported their own, you know, and they wanted to make sure I didn't come down and win that crown again, you know, so I could just go back to New York, come back and win, go back again, come back and win, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm like, all right, so and then I sang the other song, Wine Gina, in the second round, and then, you know, of course I didn't place that night.
Wow.
I think and the guy who won that year, 91, was Scrunter. He had Weekends Get Smart. That was good.
Yes.
You know, it was great.
Scrunter.
Yes, Scrunter was he was good that night, you know. But you know, for me not to even place in the first four, you know, I thought that was ridiculous, you know. I mean,
that was a backlash. That was a backlash.
Yeah,
right there.
well, yeah, you know, that's what I call the diaspora backlash.
Yes.
You know, like I mean, listen, man. I know we live in New York, right? You live where you live in Florida.
And in Tampa, yeah, Florida.
In Tampa, yeah. I have a brother in Florida, but the world is a small place, man. And although we're away from Dominica, man, our heart is still in Dominica. You know what I mean? And we are still Dominica.
Well,
you know?
and that was in 1991.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Yes, sir.
And we're talking about, man, over
30 years later
ago.
or something like that.
And
Yeah.
there seems still
35 years
there's
ago.
still that mindset back home.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. In my opinion, it's kind of fluctuated. I mean, there are some. I don't know how to think of it, but like people like the diaspora, when the diaspora makes contributions, maybe in kind or in cash or whatever, but when the diaspora, interjects and into political business or social or whatever other aspects of life.
I wouldn't say interject. I would say when the diaspora partakes in or exercises their right to be, because you're still a Dominican.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter where you live. You're a Dominican citizen.
Right.
So
right.
It's still that's a sad reality. But
yeah, so listen, man. So from back then, I experienced what I call the diaspora backlash, and I think that might be a good subject for a calypso. Some years ago, myself and Steve Harrison wrote a song and Daddy Chess performed it, and it was called Diaspora. It wasn't about the backlash, but it was about the the back and forth between Dominicans in Dominica and Dominicans in the diaspora.
Tronada also has a song about diaspora too.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yes, that's true. Right.
Yeah.
So we out there and we experience it, but I mean our heart is still with our homeland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Dominica is our homeland. We all brothers and sisters, and the world right now is a small place.
Exactly.
In modern days, a small place.
Yeah.
So
yep.
And we all connected. So
yeah.
So I guess that was the end of your calypso career.
Well, yeah. After I didn't place in 1991, I decided not to participate in the contest, but I still was involved kind of behind the scenes. I still did some composing and a little bit of writing. I did writing for Young Bull also. The first time and the only time Young Bull made the final song was when I composed. I didn't write that one, but I am the one who arranged and composed that song called Keep Your Head Way Above Water. So I was the one who composed and arranged that song for him. I gave it like a sweet melody, man, and he made it to the final.
You give it to Young Bull, a sweet melody? You know, wasting melody?
Yeah, man. And he did a damn good job too. He didn't win. He didn't win.
That's a good song.
He didn't win, but he did a great job.
Young Bull is one of the best singers,
But that's okay, man. That's okay. He did the best. He did the best that he could.
He's a good performer, though, I must say.
Absolutely, yeah,
Yes,
man.
yes.
Yeah,
But
man.
he
So it was
sang that
good.
song good. If you listen to that song, bro, that's a good song.
Yeah, man. Life has its ups and downs. Yeah, man. It was great. It was great. Yeah. And I have also I did one for Observer in I think it was 2005. I was in Dominica for Carnival that year. That was the first year Dice won, I think. And Observer was the defending king, and I wrote and composed a song called "Where Do We Go From Here?" For Observer, and Observer sang that. Where do we go from here? Da, 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 da. Where are we going? Show me a plan, please understand. And it was good. I think he came second, but Dice won. I don't remember if that was the year he sang Tarzan or it was the year after that.
Before that.
Yeah. And I still kept myself in, not really doing music for myself, not calypso music for myself, but helping compose or arrange or record. I have a little recording studio, and I would put together the music, especially. I think I'm very good at arranging music, so I still kept myself involved in doing that,
Good. So, in that short tenure, you accomplished a lot. Your first year, you were first runner-up. Next year, you won. Next year, you won. You went to Jamaica. You came first runner-up or second.
Yeah.
Right. So you had a very successful, short calypso career.
Yeah, short in terms of performing. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That is, and I'm hearing you singing, the songs, and I know some of your songs, many of your songs.
Yeah.
All the
Right.
songs you sang back home, I know them.
Okay,
At,
that's
the,
good.
at the
That's good.
competition, yeah.
Nice. Nice.
So, and I sense that you were the type of writer who love positive, uplifting lyrics.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. That's my vibe. That's my vibe. Positive. So if you notice, right, in the years that I competed, I never sang a political commentary, right? I sang social commentary. I
Right.
sang, stories. I sang other types of genres, but not necessarily political music, political calypso. And the way I looked at it back then was, well, listen, I always want to be different. So if everybody else is doing it, I shouldn't just follow everyone else.
Right.
Let me try something different, And I,
Right.
I guess, it's the same thing when, the businessman heard my music and he thought, in his words, my music was a breath of fresh air,
Mhm.
It was different, and it caught his attention, So I always wanted to be different in my music. I didn't just, I tried to make the arrangement, as best as possible, up to as far as my musical knowledge would go, I tried to make the music as good to listen to, and as well as, as you say, be positive. Even if I want to bring across a message, there are different ways you can bring across a message, and there's a positive way to bring across a message, and I chose to do it in a positive way. I used to tell people I want my music to make people feel good, make them feel good, Some Calypsonians want their music to make people uncomfortable because they
Yes.
think that's when, you have people think, but you can still accomplish the same thing even if people feel good about a song,
Yeah. So that's gonna be part of our discussion, later down.
Mhm.
Commenting on the calypso of today in Dominica.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, that's
Let me.
we'll save the
Yeah.
best for last.
Yeah, all
We'll
right.
save the best for last. So
Okay,
so okay,
cool.
you ended up your short calypso competition journey, but
Yeah.
you continue making music.
Yes, for sure. Yes. While I was in New York here, I released 3 CDs of my music. I released three CDs of music. So I continued composing, not necessarily calypsos. I continued making music, and the calypso bug bit me again a little bit in 2017. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, of course I
In
do. Pong
2017,
pong 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 Eddie Pong.
right, the association allowed me to participate in the contest by
Was
jumping
what
right into the
was there
quarterfinal.
any sort of controversy this time? Any
Well,
pushback?
no, not really, because I don't know, maybe people are a little more open-minded now, I mean, this thing about, residing in out of your island and going to your island to compete, I mean, it happens in other islands, so I don't know, maybe people were a little more open to that now,
Hmm.
So I registered to compete in 2017. I went down to Dominica. I had the song Pong Eddie. Actually, I started off in the quarterfinal with another song called We Loving DA. We Loving DA. And I took part in the quarterfinal. And in the quarterfinal, I think I was like number 16 out of 20 or so, So I'm like, okay, maybe if I need to get into the competition in the final, I need to
Up your
either
game.
up my performance or change the music. So I decided I had the other song there, Pong Eddie Pong, which was supposed to be the second song. So I sang that in the semifinal, But the judges didn't find favor with that song, and I thought it was a really good song, I really thought I should have made it to the final,
I
Yeah,
thought so
but
too.
yeah,
I thought so
but
too.
it is what it is, man, So I still feel like been there, done that. It's been great. I mean, I no, we have a great crop of performers, young performers, and I like a lot of the calypsos that I'm hearing this year. This year, it seems like there are a wide variety of different topics, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. So at this time, it's 4 minutes before 8 o'clock in the U.S. It's 4 minutes before 9 in Dominica and Eastern Caribbean. So what we're gonna do now? We're gonna take a short break, and we're gonna play some of Wizard's music just for like 4 minutes, and we come back at 8 o'clock. All
8
right. So
o'clock.
stay
All right.
tuned. Stay tuned, and thank you for joining us.
All right, bro.
Yes, man. Come down. Since she want a gun, got the on the run. Nothing is standing in she way. What she looking for? Since she cleared the door, is a man to help she play. Long time now she waiting for the chance. Time can't stay in, no chance to dance. Now the time has come, she moving on. Jump inside a hot and spicy bed, prancing up and down until she wet. Jumping all her women, she having fun. Singing, let's wait tonight is mine. I am the restless. Don't test me, I'm feeling fine. I am the restless. I can't keep my body still. I am the restless. Sweet rhythm I want to feel.
I am restless, oh Lord.
Believe me, ears. It's so classy, sounding so sweet. I can't believe what I'm missing all these years. So ain't no stopping me now. She comes me big fat friend. We call it never spend. Tell him she don't have a fong, Eddie fong. Fong the notes to the cheddar band.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Okay, boy.
I love that song, man.
Yes, sir. When he was a young man, first time he heard the band, and he could hear the steel drums calling his
Calling his name.
So began his
His
journey.
journey.
Never look for fame or money.
Came on money.
To spread the
He
love
said
of
love of pain as he came.
with dedication and
And
motivation.
motivation.
Some tribulation
Tribulation and
frustration. And he was one
And he
who
was-
went from music.
I trying to remember the lyrics.
He was a selfless man.
Man,
Without his efforts, man would not have survived. He is
is
Dominica's
Dominica's greatest man.
Fong Eddie Fong. Fong Eddie Fong. Fong the notes to the
You know, to the
tenor
tenor band. To this is listen to the guitar band.
On Carnival Day, boy, this still man's go play until Ash Wednesday. Eddie and his boys, somebody on the street. So much people,
Watch people
jamming
jamming
to
to
the
the
steel
steel
band. Let us make some
Let us make some noise, now we celebrate the night. Edward Andre was a Boston man.
Wow.
let me
Yes,
tell you
I.
something. Your music have so much melody and arrangements, man. So much, so colorful.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you, and that's the
Yes.
idea. That's the
Yes.
idea.
Yes. We had Chubby on a few weeks ago, and he said people got to make music that's sweet.
Yes,
You know.
exactly. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. I've always, my melodies. I feel that the melody is just as important to a song as the lyrics.
Yes. I
You can
have
have
a
great lyrics if you have a poor melody. It's not going to be the same. It's not going
yes,
to be the same.
and simple lyrics can be magnified or ameliorated by beautiful melody
Of course,
and make it a great
absolutely.
song.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Yeah, man. I
Yeah,
agree with that.
that's my brother Senator. I know he's listening. He always preaches that melody. Melody is so
I did.
so.
Steve and I did a track for Senator once. A track
Oh
called
yeah,
"Development." I don't know if you remember that.
yeah.
That is development. It was good, man. I think I'm not sure whether he made the final that year with that. But we did a track for Senator too.
But
Yeah.
as Chubby said last week, your music have to be sweet too, like what you're doing there. That's sweet music, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes, man.
Yes. So okay. So we're gonna go to another part. I didn't ask you this, but so as a young man, which Calypsonians you looked up to? Who influenced you? Who did you really like growing up?
So growing up locally, I liked Rabbit for sure. I used to watch Rabbit perform on stage. When he had some of these classic hits, man. He sang, one called "Sly Boom Boom Fly." I don't know if you remember those, and another one
Yes,
called
I do.
"Why? Tell me why? Tell me why." I thought these were some of his, his better songs back in the days. I wasn't in competition as yet when he sang
Right,
these.
right.
Yeah, I liked Rabbit. And regionally, I liked David Rudder, his style of music.
It's different,
His
yeah.
arrangement. Yeah, his arrangement of music. So those were the artists I really liked in calypso when
Okay.
as a young man.
You don't like Mighty Sparrow, Slinger Francisco the King?
Yeah, well, everybody does, right? I should
That's
have
why
mentioned.
I ask.
I should have mentioned him too, But yeah, Sparrow was a wizard, man. Sparrow was the top. He was on top of the world in terms of the music that he produced, and he had a very extensive career also. So
All right. So in your time in the U.S., did you have any big involvement in the promotion of Dominica's calypso or music generally?
So sort of, I mean, not.
I know you record and and that stuff, but
Yeah, but I participated. I used to do gigs here and there, and particularly when there was an organization called E Dominica Productions. Anne Marie Clark
yes, yeah.
was part of this, and then she would organize every summer. She would organize a calypso show with Dominica calypsonians from the diaspora, with Dominican calypsonians from Dominica up here, and I participated in that multiple times. I've done a couple gigs here and there. Even where I work, I've done a couple performances of my music. So I've performed my music, and performing the music is a form of promotion. So
Absolutely.
I perform
Yeah.
and let them know
Yeah.
this is music from Dominica.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah, man.
All right. So after you left, then we have Hurricane. There was this group of Calypsonians around your time.
Mhm.
Hurricane,
Hurricane
NC,
Scrunta.
Scrunta,
Mhm.
Rabbit,
Yep.
Super L. You mentioned Super L. There was in my time. I saw that as a golden era of calypso. I mean, maybe I was too young to see the breakers and the
Right.
and so forth. And I know they were great also.
Yeah, I
But
think Golden golden era might be subjective, depending on the generation you're from.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's
But
why I
yes,
said it.
like
In my time, for me,
yeah, for
growing up,
you, yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
got it. Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah,
then,
those guys. Go ahead.
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying, I mean, these performers were exceptional, man. These Calypsonians were exceptional. Hurricane is like a three-time Calypso king in Dominica. Scrunta is like a three-time
Three-time
Calypso
king.
king.
Yeah, Ventura.
Scrunta, yeah, Ventura is two-time king.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get there to the pinnacle, without being very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember Scrunta was the one who overthrew me, man. When he won in '91. He had a song and he was saying, "How the hell is that can be king when it's my melody he sing? I come out and prove to them who is the king." That was cool. Yeah, and he won that year, man.
We having Scrunta next Monday, so
Oh, that's cool. That's
yes,
cool, man.
yes,
Yeah,
looking
Scrunta
forward
and
to
my
that.
brethren, man.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So let's talk about. So of course, I know you. As a musician, as a former Calypso king, Calypsonian. I know you've been paying attention to Dominica Calypso, and I know you have this website that you archive so many songs, and I think it's
Yes.
important that people know what's the website again. I forgot.
Yeah,
The
so
website.
so listen, man, that was before, like, social media is a thing now, but long before, social media is as popular and as so integrated in people's lives. I wanted to archive, Dominica Calypso and the history of Dominica Calypso. And one of the ways I thought of doing that was by creating a website. The website is still up. I used to update it annually, and there's a lot of history of the different Calypso kings, the road
Yes.
match. I've uploaded some. Back then I uploaded a lot of old music, Calypso from from back then, onto the website, and but, that's a lot of work, man. So,
Yes, it
I
is.
have not updated that in a bit, and also one of the reasons is because now this is it's very common. There are lots of repositories on the web for Dominican music on YouTube. There are lots of other individuals who are doing the same thing. Archiving Dominica Calypso in one way or another. So yeah, the website is Dominica-Calypso.com. Dominica, if you go there, Dominica-Calypso.com. I have all the Calypso kings in history in Dominica listed here. All of that information, some of it I researched, some I got from publications, some I got from individuals. I got music from individuals. I used to try to get individuals to write articles to put on the site and all of that stuff. But right now it's way much easier. It's on one of the available platforms, like YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. So updating a website is can be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
You have to go in the back end and do some HTML programming and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
but yeah, the information is there. I still am I still own the domain, the Dominica-Calypso.com, and paying to ensure that it remains up and available for individuals who want to check a little bit about Dominica Calypso history.
Yeah, and there's quite a bit of information on there. The Calypso
Yeah.
champions and road march and
Right.
bios of many of the famous Calypsonians. It's
Yeah,
pretty
those who
good.
sent me, those, because I had asked a few of them, to send me. I got from some of the artists. I didn't get from everybody, So there's still like a lot of work to be done on there, But like I said, it's a lot of work to do this and
Yeah,
maintain this.
But that's good. That's good work. That's good work. And I think it's very
Thank you.
important that we preserve our culture and our work.
Absolutely, yes,
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
And kudos to all the other individuals who are doing this also. So
Yeah. Okay, so let's go. So yeah, I was saying that I know you follow Calypso very very closely.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
And in my opinion, calypso has become different. You mentioned, like I just told you, I listened to your, you name some of your songs and well-known songs, and the style is so different from today.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think our calypso has become, how do I say it? It has become a race to who can sing the most sharpened political attack.
So here's what I think, man. Calypso is, calypso is not static. Things change, right? Things
Right.
change. If you listen to calypso from before and now, it's different, right? And there are forces that influence, the change in the music or the change in what people think. I personally, I like a diverse style or topics to be sung about, not necessarily like I told you, I never sang a political calypso because everybody was doing it, right?
Right.
And what I think, now there's a young lady who has a calypso called Experts this year.
Mhm.
Right? You heard that one,
That
right?
is Shanice.
Yes, right.
Yes.
I have to say, I am not an expert. This is a disclaimer. I'm not an expert.
Right.
What I'm giving is my
Opinion.
own opinion. It's
Right.
my own opinion. I am not an expert or on any subject matter as such, right? But so I feel that one of the changes I see in Dominica Calypso is in the past, I think you would have a wider variety of topics being sung about,
Right.
wider variety of topics, and not necessarily most political songs, right?
Right.
But that's the trend now, and just from looking at it, I mean, we have King Dice has won the crown 10 times, right?
Yeah.
Right. And King Dice is known for singing his political songs, right?
Mhm.
And he has been highly successful at doing that.
Mhm.
Right? I mean, he's an excellent performer. In my opinion, you can give King Dice to sing APC in calypso form, and he will do it in such a way that he could win with that,
Mhm.
And because of his success, right, I think that the other calypsonians trying to, grow their game and maybe become as successful are trying to emulate, what Dice does, right? He sings the political songs, and he's very successful at that. So it's like, to me, the whole mindset maybe of the calypso artists, even as well as the consumers of calypso music in Dominica, they associate a great calypso as it must be a political calypso. And in my opinion, that is not necessarily the case. Calypso can be political commentary, and in many cases, it is political commentary. Calypso can be social commentary, and the ills of society or something that you see in society you want to talk about, you want to sing about. Calypso can be humorous or witty, Calypso can be storytelling, Calypso can be a patriotic song, and I am always an advocate for all of these, and not necessarily just, keep it as political. But we find a lot of our artists sing political music and political calypsos, and maybe I could be wrong, but maybe it's because of the success of Dice, being a 10-time calypso king and singing the calypso. calypso, to political calypsos. You know, I mean, I could be wrong about that, but that may be the case. You know, I mean, I am happy that some of the songs I've listened to this year in 2025, that we have quite a wide variety of subjects or topics being sung about, you know, and I'm happy about that. And I hope the trend continues, you know, that people have to see that. Something else, I look at the contest as a song competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's a song competition, right? You have your lyrics and you have your melody. Nobody tells you what to sing about. You can sing about anything you want, you know, and you can. It doesn't necessarily mean that if you sing a political song, you have an inherent advantage over somebody who doesn't sing a political song, you know, or the other way around. You know, you should judge a merit. You should judge a song on its merit, its lyrics and its calypso, what it's being judged on, you know. I don't know. To me, many times I find political songs are maybe given an advantage. I don't know. I mean, just looking at it from a layman's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, so I have no issue with anybody singing political songs at all, you know? And I would like to see more variety.
Yeah. Okay.
Of topics.
So,
you're
saying the same thing as me, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But my major issue with calypso, and I'm not an expert, but I think I have a good understanding of music and lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
You see, like you say, it's a song contest, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's also an art contest because song is art, music is art, songwriting is art.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and it's got to be some skill applied, some artful writing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, of course, yes.
Yeah, it has to be creative. It has to be smart.
Yes.
It has to be witty. It has to, it has.
I quite agree with you.
Yeah.
I quite agree with you, man. There are certain, I don't know what they call them. I'm not an English teacher, you know, but play on words. You know, what they call double entendre. You know, I mean, you know, using I forgot the expressions, but you know, personification, different types of different English styles of writing that you can employ in your song, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe we get that sometimes, but maybe we should get that a little more.
Yeah, we get it is very limited in my opinion, you know.
Okay.
And every year I wish, you know, that I would see more of that in our calypso, because honestly we have some very talented young calypsonians.
We certainly do. Yeah,
we do. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned Dice, and Dice is an exceptional.
Absolutely, yeah. Once what they call it, once in a generational
talent.
kind of
Absolutely.
artist. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But I really like, for example, you know, go back to your song, Young and Restless. You know, you used a very popular soap opera at the time. Very popular. It was going wild in Dominica then.
Yes,
and you
for
weaved
sure.
it into a story about somebody and added the melody. You know, that kind of creativity I think we're lacking in a calypso. And also, I think the proliferation of the same topic is because I think the number of writers have kind of diminished. And then so many of the writers write for several of the calypsonians with the same topic, the same subject. You know, that's what I think.
Yeah, well, maybe we have to do something to I don't know, improve calypso writing in Dominica. I think some of the songs, but don't get me wrong, I think some of the songs, especially for this year, are really great. You know, like I said, I like the variety of topics that I've heard for this year. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I don't know how do you tackle that? You know,
Well,
I know the association has had workshops, you know, and there have been songwriting workshops conducted by other organizations. I've heard about those, you know, so I'm sure that will help, and maybe they should continue, you know, having those and you know other avenues that can help in expanding the songwriting capability of our artists, you know.
yeah. And something also I lament is I believe there has been a lack of appreciation of very good songs, right? Because I think the some people who hold influence over calypso, you know, calypso art in Dominica.
Like
have
what?
been-
Is that a thing? Is that a
Huh?
thing? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
People
yeah.
who hold influence over the art? You mean an artist is not free to express his song in
No,
whatever
but not
way
just
he wants?
not just the artists. I'm talking about there's and maybe even the public too. Okay,
Okay.
there's a lack of appreciation of very good songs that fall by the wayside because they're not political.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. And like I said earlier on, I think, you know, I mean, it may be because of the success of, you know, the 10-time Calypso King, you know, I mean, like he has a huge fan base and they look forward to, you know, his music every year, you know. It could be that if something is brought forward that doesn't fit in the, you know, the what he normally brings out, you know, maybe it's looked at differently, you know. I mean,
Let
I
me
don't know.
just interrupt there because I find you guys go too much circles around that thing. You see, all time, this Labour Party is in power, that Kaiso would never change. I don't care what nobody tell me. All time, Kerrit is in power. That Kaiso is going to be so year after year after year until that Kaiso die. I take it from
But you
So-
know,
so-
there've been
so-
calypso. Wait, there've been calypso, political calypsos when it wasn't scary, man. You know,
like
Mama,
that. Not like that, my
Mama
brother.
used to get her blues. Mama used to get her blues back in the days, man.
Yeah, yes. Mama
You
got a
know?
blues. PJ get a
Yeah.
blues. PJ
From
get
yeah.
his blues.
Every
DJ used to get his blues.
Yes.
I sing in
Two wrongs.
Sankey. You remember that? I sing in Sankey.
yeah.
I sing in Sankey.
Yeah, John,
So,
he
yeah,
wrote Dear John for Spider. What I'm saying is,
right.
yo, both wrongs, man. First wrong, second wrong is politics. And look at for the past couple years in the finals, the top four, the same sort of guys, the same kind. Come on, man. It's obvious.
I mean, listen. If that's what there is, you know, I mean, if these political songs are the best songs, you have to judge them on their merit, you know. The other artists have to step the game up, you know,
Well,
step the game up
but-
and
But I
So is that
I don't quite
you
agree.
would young and restless today. You would pass eliminations.
hell no, I don't think so
Exactly.
at
Thank
all.
you.
Exactly.
But yeah, and going back to my point, right? Maybe, you know, the fact that political songs have been so successful in the recent years, that has kind of, you know, skewed the view of maybe the judges and the political, I'm sorry,
That's
the
absolutely.
calypso consumers, you
That's
know,
absolutely.
to think that,
No,
you know, for the song to be successful, it has to be political like that.
Absolutely.
I'm
Because
None for you tonight. You know how nice. Anybody ever listen to None for You tonight?
let me give you an example, right?
Oh,
And I-
yeah, go ahead.
Let me give you an example. Listening to the eliminations, following the eliminations,
Yeah.
one of the contestants sang a song about slavery. Okay,
Yep.
a very good message. You know, very good message. Very good subject. I mean, granted, I don't think it was written, you know, as good as it could have been, right?
Yeah.
But then-
oh,
but
wait
then-
a second. That was Liberator, right?
No. That
Oh,
was
okay.
the police officer. What's his name?
Not sure.
Steve or Stephen.
Oh, right.
What's his- what's his-
I am.
Triumph.
Triumph.
Right,
Yeah.
Triumph. You know, the topic, you know, the message, I think was a good message.
Right.
You know, and I heard, you know, I was disappointed to hear somebody who's influential in calypso,
Yeah.
for years, on the committee team saying this is not relevant.
See what I mean? Yeah, that's the thing.
call
To
him
me,
was
is
Jack.
relevance an area that the Calypsonians are judged on? I don't know. I don't think so. To me, does relevance have anything to do with it? I mean, you have to judge a song on its
also,
merit, its lyrics and melody.
That's also what is relevance. What is relevance?
To me, that's relative. It could be
Exactly.
for different
It's
people.
subjective.
It could mean a different thing.
Absolutely. Right? So the message that I got is that song wasn't political, so it's not relevant. And that's what I'm talking about. Right?
Yeah. So that and there may be, to an extent, there may be that issue, and that there may be this, you know, that kind of thing, and it may be an issue, you know. I mean, like this relevance kind of thing, and you know, if it's not political, and as you say, some great songs can fly under the radar, you know, because they're not political calypsos, you know. So I mean, that song, None for You Tonight, I composed that. That song is like 7 years old, you know. I had what's his name again? Son of the Saint sing that in the Elimination this year, you know. That song was supposed to have been if I had made it through to the final in 2017, that song would have been my second song, you know, None for You Tonight. And you know, in hindsight, maybe Son of the Saint would have benefited from a little exposure prior to the elimination. Maybe the song should have been released a little before, because this song it's a funny song, it's a witty song. There are lots of play on words in the song. You know, there's a plot twist in the song. You know, now during the elimination, he sang only 2 verses, so you didn't really get the full gist of the story, you know, just by singing 2 verses, you know. So in that way, maybe, but I thought that song was a well-written song that deserved, you know, to make it past the elimination. Absolutely. And sometimes that happens.
Kara say for he to make you have to sing on him. They didn't sing on him. Because that song there is better than a lot of songs, my brother, that's in the same. That nobody not telling me that I'm not saying the right thing, because I don't write music. I cannot sing, but I know music, and I know that song is better than a lot of songs. I'd have to call names and call songs, but that song is better than a lot of songs that in going to the semifinals, my brother.
Yeah, I've had phone calls from and WhatsApp texts from people who have listened to the song, you know, and given me you know, compliments on how good they think the song is, you know, None for You Tonight.
Yeah, but I want to ask you your views on a particular calypsonian in Dominica.
A calypso from this year?
He won this year, but a calypsonian, and he's taking part this year also. Shadow Flow. Shadow Flow is kind of different, you know. He has that influence of his, you know, his Booyah Muffin days.
Clockers days.
Yes,
yeah.
But he's different, and his style of writing and his lyrics are deep and good melody. And Shadow Flow he's one of those who people don't appreciate. Right?
you could say that, you know. I thought that this song he wrote this year, about Ash to Ash.
Ash to Ash.
Ash to Ash.
That's
I thought that was well written, and it was deep, and it's different. You know, it's not a political song, if you want to call it that. It's not a political song, but it was well written, you know, and I mean, it should be judged on its merit. Did he make it through to the semifinal?
Yes,
he did, right?
Yes,
okay.
He did.
So I thought it was a well written song, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shadow Flow is, and his melodies, his style of delivery and everything, it's a little different. And as you say, it's
Yeah.
you know, it's similar to what he used to do when he was
Yes.
part of
Yeah,
WCK and
he's
Clockers and
different.
stuff.
He's unique. He's unique. You
Yeah,
know, but his songs are, in my opinion, very well written, very well constructed. You know, make a lot of
I agree.
sense, deep.
I agree.
You know,
But that song,
Yeah.
Mental Anarchy, I don't know how that boy didn't go further with that song.
What year was that?
Mental Anarchy was last year.
no, it wasn't last year.
no, it was
I think it
not.
was a few years ago.
A few years ago, it was right after.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that song.
Okay,
Yes,
I'll tell you when was the snap election?
2019.
Okay, that same year he sang that.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Yeah, that same year.
5 years ago.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, but sometimes you have that, man. You know, some songs fly under the radar, they get missed, you know, and they grow on people afterwards, you know. I've like I said, you know, the song None for You Tonight. I mean, I see, you know, YouTube views are building up now, so people are probably hearing a lot more about it, you know, and you know, checking it out, you know.
Another thing I think the Calypsonians should release their songs on them earlier, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Besides
but
what-
it's all strategic,
Yes.
man. You know, some people don't want to release their song too early. Yeah, they don't want to release too early, you know, in case, you know, because you know the song might have a curve, you know. They don't want it to peak too early, you know, that kind of thing. So they're trying to wait for the right time and the right moment to
Yeah.
release the song, you know, that kind of thing. So
Yeah,
it's all strategic, you know. So
yeah.
I mean, the fans all want the music much earlier, right? Everybody, all the fans want the songs. They want to hear the songs well in advance, you know. But sometimes the Calypsonian might not think that might be the best approach, you know. They don't want to release it too early, you know. It might peak and fade out, you know, before, you know, the final or something like that. So,
I have a question for you.
yes, sir.
What do you think about a Legends Calypso show competition, whatever? You know, legends, people like you and like Hurricane and like Rabbit and like NC's not so well now.
And she's in Dominica, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think about that?
Well, you know, listen, man.
Or has that ever been tried?
Yes, yes. Do you know this year, last year summer in New York, there was such a show organized by what's his name? Sirama. I forgot his name. Sirama organization, man. They put on a show in Brooklyn.
Oh,
And,
didn't know that.
Yeah, there were a bunch of Calypsonians from Dominica. So Hunter, Dice, Joy was there, Mystery, who from Dominica again? A few others, and from the diaspora there was Hurricane, Tronada, myself, and one other I don't recall. But yeah, there was that show this summer in Brooklyn. And we all performed, and it was well attended, and
Okay.
people enjoyed.
I
people
didn't hear
enjoyed
about
the
it.
show, man. It was so nice to see. I mean, I hadn't seen Hurricane in like a long time, man. You know, it was nice. He was on stage singing T-Way Yo, you know, and all his big hits. And Dice was there. And Dice
What was singing Sandy
started-
too?
and no, Sandy wasn't there. Sandy wasn't there. Dice was there, man, and he I think he sang 10 songs, one from each of the years that he won, and he started with. I think he started with Tarzan, like Tarzan from the jungle, and you should hear the crowd. Ah, ooh, ah, ooh. It was great, man. It was good. It was good
Okay,
to,
that's
to
good,
meet,
that's good.
meet up with these guys, and
When he sang
and I
Tarzan.
think, yeah, there. You know, Ali Lawrence is the guy who organized the show. You know, and the expectation is that it might be an annual thing. He did it. I think after I mentioned earlier on that E Dominica Productions with Anne Marie Clark used to have this big show called King of Kings in New York back in the
Mhm.
day. And since that had stopped, there was kind of like a void, you know. Lots of diasporans wanting to, you know, experience Dominica Calypso here in the tri-state, you know. So he did this one this last year, and it was good. So hopefully he can continue this Sirama Calypso show, bring in the diasporans along with the Dominican Calypsonians in Brooklyn, somewhere in the diaspora. So good effort, man. Good effort. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's what we need. We need,
yeah, man.
More of that. So what you've been following this year's Calypsos, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Oh.
And like I said, I like the variety of topics, that are being sung about, I listened to I was at an event, but I listened to the quarterfinal, looking forward to the semi-final. There are a lot of good songs, good material, and not just all politics, So this year I find there's a little bit of variety in the subjects and the topics being sung about. So I'm happy about that, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
And
encouraging.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Joy has a song similar to Shadow Flow.
In subject area, yeah.
Yeah. Experts, Chinese.
Yes.
But I think the women are really making some serious strides.
Yes, they certainly are. Man. The ladies have been a powerful force. We've had one female monarch in Dominica. That was Tasha P. I think it was 2011. But I think it's we might get another one this year. I mean, who knows? We might get another one this year. Man. Yeah. They're coming out in full force. How many women in the semifinal?
I know that Joy.
Quite a few of them.
Joy, Shanice.
Tasha P.
Tasha P. And Abia. Is Abia?
Abia. Yes. Okay. So suffice. Yeah. I mean, I believe that maybe some of them will make it through definitely will make it through to the final.
In fact, last year I think 2 women came in the top 4.
Yes, exactly. So the gentlemen better step up their game now.
Better look out. Look out.
That's right.
Yeah, but that's a good thing. It's a good thing to see.
Absolutely, yeah, man. They have great singing voices, and the songs that they sing about are excellent.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So Wizard. So I know you record, you write, and you have you have a variety of music, not just calypso. And I have some of your songs that I'll play a little bit of it. I know you
I have a couple of reggaes, and sometimes I just put something together. I really cannot tell you what style it is. I just record it and it comes out, and I'm like, okay,
experimenting, huh?
Yeah, man. Yes, I mean, people have to do that with music, man. You have to experiment. Like I say, our Calypsonians, I feel that they are experimenting with our music. I mean, our calypsos, I find, are subject to the the forces of external forces, the other kinds of musical genres around, like back in the days, I think
the bouillon.
Yeah, right now you have calypsos being influenced by bouillon. Back in the days, calypsos were influenced. Some calypsos were influenced by cadence. I don't know if you remember. I think it was 1993. Not Solo One, the Crown. That's another giant who passed away. May his soul rest in peace. Solo One, and one of his songs was Anu Joué. You remember Mass in the Cemetery?
Yes.
When that was in the height of cadence calypso, and the chorus of that song was a cadence beat, right? So he would sing the verse in regular calypso style, and then once the chorus hit, and the rest of them were shouting and singing the song loud. It's a big, the bass line changed, and the beat, the drum beat changed, and the rhythm, the strumming rhythm changed. Strictly cadence, and he won that year. And these days, lately, you have elements of bouillon in a lot of our calypsos,
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, that's just to me that's just a natural trend, music changes all the time, artists and producers experiment, they try to fuse different styles together, they try different things and see what works, what sounds nice, and all of that stuff. So, I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily a good or a bad thing, but I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. So your quality of your recording, I find very impressive. So are they recorded in your studio, your personal studio?
Right where I'm sitting right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The more recent ones, yeah. When I first came to New York, I had a gentleman do my CDs for me, the first and the second CD, but the third CD I did right here, and everything subsequent after that I do right here. I mean, listen, technology. I'm not an expert engineer or anything like that, but technology makes things way much easier for people now. I have a Mac, I have a audio interface, I have a microphone, and that's all you need. I have the software I use is Logic Pro X. Right, and sorry about that. Hold on a second. A brethren was calling my brother.
And you can add AI to it too.
Yeah, so I mean, I just do. I mean, YouTube is my university, So when I want to learn how to do something, I check on YouTube, and I trust my ears. I've always growing up had great ears, I mean, when I was in Dominica, I used to attend Kyrie School of Music, and part of the school is, one of the classes I attended was ear training. You play two notes. Can you tell what's the distance between those two notes? Is that a minor third, a major fifth? All those things. And I was excellent at that. I always used to get the prize for ear training or for orals, as they used to call it. So I have a good ear, and I know what sounds good to me and what doesn't. So I use that to the best of my ability. I mean, like I say, I'm not an expert, but but I do my little thing, and thank God it works.
Okay. I was going, I listened to that album I got today. Of course, you got some, some of your old songs on there, but there's some I never heard before.
Like what? Which one is that?
There's one I really like. I'm gonna play it now.
What's the album? Richard and the Wizards or Tara? What's the CD name?
Together Again, I think, was the third one. Together Again.
Yes. So this one I like a lot. Let's take a little listen to this one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cover, right? You know that, right?
Okay. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a cover. I didn't write that one. I think
okay.
You should see the credits there.
Okay.
But you can play it.
Yeah,
you can
play.
Yes. I just love that track, and I wanted to cover it. I got permission to cover it, actually.
All right. Well, let's hear that.
There was a family with much confusion, as you will see. A mama and papa.
So did you alter the beats?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I altered the beat. That was that's a song that was written a long time ago.
Is it
I
Calypso?
forgot the name of the artist. Yes, it's a Calypso.
Okay.
Long time ago, But I updated the beat and the rhythm and everything like that.
Got you. All right, let's listen to this one. Shaman Scandal.
Yeah.
Scandalous family. In Trinidad, there was a family with much confusion, as you will see. A mama and papa and a boy who was grown. He wanted to marry and have a wife of his own. He found a girl, she suited him nice. So he went to his father to ask his advice. His father said, son, I have to say no. That girl is your sister, but your mother.
I like that bass
Shame
line.
and scandal in the family. Oh, I think it's Refuse that playing that. I don't remember.
What? That's Refuse?
I think so. I think so.
Okay.
Then a week went by and the summer came down. Soon the best girl in the island he had found. He went to his papa to make it a date. His papa shook his head and to this he did say, you can't marry that girl, I have to say no. Cause that girl is your sister but your mama don't know. Whoa, misery, shame and scandal in the family. Whoa, misery, yeah, yeah, yeah. Shame and scandal in the family. Oh, shame, 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 shame on the family. Look what's going on there. Who had the love affair? Oh, shame, 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 shame on the family. Maybe they need a prayer. Family in despair. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I like what you did with that song, man.
Yeah,
I like that.
thank
I
you,
like
thank you.
that.
That little part here, that was not part of the original. I added that.
Added
you know,
that,
the part.
okay.
Oh, shame, 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 shame on the family.
Yeah, it's
I
nice
added
and
that. Yeah,
real bouncy, you know.
yeah. Boy,
Yeah.
that brought back memories, but I didn't even remember that one. Cool, cool.
There's another one more before we continue. Another one I like also. Okay, here we go.
Hey baby, what happening now?
Oh yeah.
Just sit down there.
Sukweko.
Jamming
Yeah.
party. Yeah.
Yes, sir. A nice simple song,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I do it slow.
Every time the music playing,
Yeah, that's the right
you
beat.
just sit
Yeah.
down there not moving. Girls don't let the music go to waste. Get up, baby, come take
Come
a
take a taste. Come on, live it. Sukweko.
Live
Yeah, man.
Nice and bouncy.
Yeah, man. You can play that at your parties, man. Otherwise,
Tell that.
Ay, ay, ay. Whoa,
oh, na 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 na.
yes, I. It's a nice rhythm, man. Everybody,
That one's called Sukweko.
Yeah, man.
you acting like you unhappy.
Yeah, that was on the third CD. Yeah.
Sunday fun. Shake a leg before the fed done. Come on, live it. Vini Sukweko. Live it. Vini Sukweko. Live it. Vini Anu dance. Vini. Everybody. And why? Woo. Oh yeah. Jam baby. Ay, ay, ay. Push baby. Hey, na na. Jam baby. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Push baby. Reverse, reverse. Jam baby. Ay, ay, ay. Push baby. Oh na 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 na. Jam baby.
Yeah, that sounded
Jam,
nice, man.
baby.
Natural rhythm there, eh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Make you want to get up and dance, man.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna. You know, I DJ sometimes. I DJ too. So
You have to play that one
Yeah,
because
of
I had a
course, of
brethren
course.
of mine. I'd send the
Of
CD
course.
for a brethren of mine, and he plays it at his parties all the time.
yes, man. Of
cool,
course, of
man.
course. Yeah, you're doing some good stuff, man. You're doing some good stuff. You have anything in the works?
So I
Any
working
new
on
projects?
a few tracks. Yeah. So this year I produced a couple of calypsos, right? One of them was we talked about for Son of the Saint, None for You Tonight,
Mm-hmm.
and I also produced Checkers song, Country First.
Did he make it through?
Yeah. He's in the semi-final.
Okay.
And so, but I have a couple other songs I'm working on there for myself. No timeline really, you know. So I just putting it, working on them periodically, you know. So
Right.
eventually I'll get to them. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
All right, big up Ali Lawrence.
Yes, Ali Lawrence,
Ali
big up
was just,
yourself.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
When you
wrap
bust,
up,
don't forget BTGM Radio. We like to re-listen your tunes too.
Yes, man. Yes, I will.
Yeah.
You guys on my list. You guys on my list.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about Bouillon a little bit. Bouillon.
Oh, Bouillon.
Bouillon is
Taking
Bouillon
over
is,
the world, man.
Bouillon is,
Yeah.
Bouillon is covering havoc around the world.
Yes. And I'm happy about that.
Bouillon is
Happy
going
about it.
places.
I think, yes, for real, man. Listen, man, Dominicans are very innovative when it comes to
Yes.
music.
Yes.
We always, we like to experiment, and we're forward thinking in our music, man. Just think, back in the days, in the 70s, early 70s, when Exile One, the brother Calypso, man, Exile One and Gramax and all the other bands, and there were like tons and tons of bands out of DA making great Calypso music, man. Just think, Black Affairs, Black Machine back then. There was Mammoth from
Midnight Groovers,
Salisbury,
you can't forget them.
Midnight Groovers, Bell's Combo.
Yeah.
All these bands were out and they were doing the Cadas. And now, here we are again, a few decades later, and the same thing is happening with Bouillon, man. Bouillon that started back in 1988 or 87 or thereabout, and it has evolved and evolved, because that's what happens to music. Music doesn't stay static. Initially we had WCK and RSB and First Serenade as the and then now we have all these Bouillon artists. We have individual artists. We have multiple Bouillon producers. Doing really, really good things with the Bouillon, man. So I'm happy about that, man. I saw the success of song. I hope you find someone else.
And that song is
Everybody
making waves, brother.
Yes,
Waves.
and Quan, Little Boy, and Trilogy, they've been doing great, so I'm happy for the success, man, and they need to continue that vibe, don't let the momentum, they need to just continue, producing good music. And again, you see that one was it's like a love song, you could easily put an R&B beat to that, take out the, put an R&B beat, slow it down and put an R&B beat to that, and it's like a love song, man.
But you see, but actually, that's what it is. If you listen to Kwan's interview, he said that's what happened. He had a banker. And
okay.
That song.
When you feel those emotions, some people they write, so that's good.
Yeah, and but this young kids, they're so creative and
yes, absolutely,
so they're very creative. And I'm
very,
very
those guys
proud.
Today, they're good. Yes, I'm happy, man. I'm happy for these guys, man. I hope I want them to continue, man, because you can't just rest on your initial success. You have to keep innovating. You have to keep like artists, release something good periodically, so you're always there, you're always relevant, and people are always aware of you and your new music, man,
like you said, we have to credit WCK and Serenade and RSB and FX Band, and then the evolution of the music. Then we can't forget Issa Banton, who carried that baton for a long time.
That's right.
And
Yes.
Triple K.
Right. At one point, it was Issa Banton and Triple K alone.
Yes, and the single band is coming around, and then Lil Boy and Quan and Trilogy and Ridge.
Ridge is an awesome producer, man.
Yes, yes.
Very innovative. Music. You have to just keep experimenting with the music, man. Just take it where you want or follow it where it leads you. Something like that.
That's right.
That's good.
That's right. And you like you say, you experiment. You never know.
Exactly.
What song is going to just rock the world.
That's right. Exactly.
Someone else that song is crazy.
Yeah.
That
is awesome.
There are hip hop stations in America playing that song.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
That's cool.
I know. All over.
It's really infectious, man. It's
Yes.
infectious.
Yeah.
So good stuff. So kudos to kudos to the artists and the producers of this one. I think this was very good. I just want them to continue, man, with the momentum, and keep it going.
Yes, yes. So it's 4 minutes before the hour, and we're gonna wrap it up here.
How long? We've been talking for 2 hours, man.
2 hours, yes.
Whoa!
2 hours.
Oh my God, time flies, eh?
Flies, yeah.
Fun,
But,
right?
I want to thank you very much for coming on and vibes with us tonight.
No problem. It was my pleasure, man.
This is a trend that we try to build a momentum on, speak to our
That's good.
people who we think have contributed to our culture,
Yeah.
and give them the kudos.
Give them the flowers while they're
Give them the
alive.
kudos.
Yeah, man.
and,
That's
and
good.
thank
Good
them.
stuff.
And I think what you've done and what you're still doing with the music is an awesome thing.
I try in, man. I try in.
Yeah,
I mean,
awesome
listen,
thing,
man,
so.
this is a drop in the bucket compared to what other people have done.
Yeah, every drop counts, man.
Yeah.
Every drop counts. Yeah. You see, so I mean, it's all we talk about Thriller, Corny Little Boy, but people from back the young ones now sing calypso, influenced by people like you.
Yes.
Like you.
Well,
influenced
I've had a couple people. Yes, I've had a couple
Absolutely.
people tell me that, man. And I'm,
Yeah.
wow, I was feeling good about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So keep up the good work, and of course, we'll stay in touch.
Yes, man.
I may have some interest in what you do.
Okay,
So
not a problem. Not a
we'll stay in
problem.
touch. Yeah.
We'll link up, man. Yeah.
Link up. But thank you so very much, and I wish you and your family a wonderful evening. And
Thank you, man.
I'll let you say your goodbyes to the listeners.
Yes, thank you, listeners. Thanks for indulging us for the past couple of hours. I appreciate it very much. These conversations brought back a lot of memories to me, a lot of good memories. Back in the days singing the calypsos, and performing and all of that stuff. And I certainly appreciate it. Those were good days for me. Thanks for everyone who supported me. Thanks for those who purchased the music, who listened to the music, who enjoyed the music, and who the music made feel good. So I appreciate you all. I appreciate you guys in the studio. Thank you a lot. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And before you go, I want to ask you about there were some of your songs you sang. Like those were the days.
Yeah.
I did see it on YouTube. The YouTube.
Yeah, there's a
when you
live
perform.
performance on.
Yeah,
right,
but do you
right.
have
I
any?
Yes, I do.
Okay. We'll
Yes,
link up.
I will send it to you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
brother.
man. No
Thank
problem.
you very much.
Okay. Take
Okay.
care, man. One
Bless up.
love. Peace.
Yeah.
Take
all
care
right.
every time. Yes.
Cool, man.
Let's play. Let's play Young and Restless before we go.
Yes, man. Come down. Since she want a gun, got the on the run, nothing is standing in she way. What she looking for, since she cleared the door, is a man to help she play. Long time now she waiting for the chance, tired saying there's no chance to dance. Now the time has come, she moving on. Jump inside a hot and spicy bed, prancing up and down until she wet, shouting all her women, she having fun. Singing, ready wait tonight is mine. I am the restless. Don't test me, I'm feeling fine. I am the restless. I can't keep me body still. I am the restless. Sweet rhythm I want to feel. I am the restless. Oh Lord, I cannot believe my ears. It's so beat, sounding so sweet. I can't believe what I'm missing all these years. So ain't no stopping me now.
Yes, DJ Kojak.
Yes, brother. Yes, that was another good one. And
I can hear you.
DJ Gold, DJ Gold.
Don't forget, next Monday we'll be vibes in with the man himself, King Scrunter. Look out next Monday. This Monday the 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time, we will have on Vibes In this Scrunter. Don't miss it, and thank you so much for being part of our program tonight. We sincerely appreciate your support, and I wish you a wonderful evening. God bless.